Hi, everyone. I hope you're having an excellent day so far. My name is Rachel Anderson, and today I'm about to present what my team and I have worked on over the course of the past few weeks. So as you all may previously know, Upstanders Academy is an online experiential learning program for youth between the ages of 8 and 13, where real-world issues are discussed so that these youths are able to collaborate and come up with new ideas and actions. This academy focuses on character education, leadership development, as well as community building, where children are empowered to affect change and make the world a better place. So for this reason, myself and my team were extremely fortunate to learn and work on a project that is so extremely impactful and inspirational. So over the course of this phase, we collectively came together during weekly Monday meetings to collaborate on our team progress and how we could integrate our designs into one another to establish a member portal that is easily accessible. So upon this phase, we had many learnings, which both included our strengths and weaknesses, and ultimately, we were all able to recognize this and persevere through them. So this is our team. Like I said before, my name's Rachel Anderson, and this is my first year in this Stemming Up program, and I've been extremely fortunate to work with such inspirational and driven people.
Hi, my name is Jasmine, and it's my second year in the Stemming Up program.
Hi, my name is Prasanna, and it's my first year in the Stemming Up program.
Hi, my name is Renusha, and this is my second year in the Stemming Up program.
And the rest of our team members that weren't able to make it today are Aswa, Miriam, Saba, Preetha, as well as Saron. And our coaches that we were fortunate to work with are Parna, Christy, Caitlin, as well as Talia. So moving on to our challenge. So our challenge was to create a member portal that promotes both functionality, accessibility, as well as inclusivity. And we knew that our member portal had to include all of these aspects because of our awareness of what the program is all about. And not only does the program focus on diversity and youth empowerment in a way that connects and supports these kids, but it also provides them with these meaningful and impactful experiences that allow them to interact in conversations, as well as being able to work with excellent mentors like we were able to during this phase. With that being said, Upstanders Academy is significantly impacting for the youth and the outlook of our future. So we believe that our member portal had to be a reflection of that through our designs.
Moving on to recapping our designs from phase 1. So the Python teams design, these are the Python teams designs from the previous phase. At the top left, we just had our login screen where users were prompted to enter their information. At the bottom left, we have our homepage screen linking to other important sections of the member portal. We also have our resources screen at the top right with a filtering option for students, as well as our chat screen at the bottom where students in the program can easily communicate with one another.
So these were the JavaScript teams designed from the previous phase. So in the top left, we have the home page. In the top right, we have the chat feature. And at the bottom, we have the sign-in page and the alternate home page.
Okay, so these were the challenge solutions from the Python team from the last phase. So we decided that we were going to create an activism page, an event calendar, a recordings screen, which would be under resources, or the resources page, where there will have like different videos and topics that were discussed, and a chat feature.
So these were the challenge solutions for the JavaScript team. So the JavaScript challenge solution was to create an interactive portal that allows Upstanders Academy youth to navigate easily through the membership content, to engage in monthly topic discussions, and to collaborate on projects. They also included the sign-in feature, which is the door to the member portal. As every door needs a key, every sign-in needs your login information. This includes the password forget button. The chat features texting, voice and video calling, group chats, and group messaging. The next feature the JavaScript team included was a content library. The content library includes a menu organized by months, content headers that are based on instructional weeks. Linked chat feature allows resources to be shared for discussion. The home screen displays upcoming announcements, upcoming meetings, and various other things. Other features include guest and member lists and contact information. So In phase 2, we worked on 3 main screens, which are our login page, homepage, and content library. We also worked on our updated designs and started our preliminary stage of coding.
Moving on to some of the learnings that occurred during phase 2, we learned many new things. Firstly, we faced challenges in regards to managing our time within the project and also aiming to stay on track with our schoolwork, especially in comparison to phase 1, which was conducted during the summer. Moreover, we gained collaboration skills as we got the opportunity to work with different skill sets from the combination of the Python and JavaScript teams. This overall fostered a positive environment for us as we were able to share ideas and learn from one another. Another one of our learnings was critical thinking. We were able to reflect on our experiences from phase 1 and build on what we learned with the feedback given, but also approach this phase in a new way. We also had to think about how to overcome roadblocks that came along the way and apply these critical thinking skills. Now I'll be passing it on to Rachel to go over some more of our learnings.
Okay, so to add on to what Prasanna had said, one of the things we also learned during this phase was our leadership roles. And every individual in our team supported one another when we needed assistance, which in a sense allowed us to promote inclusivity in the program, which is also what Upstanders is all about. So this was an extremely important skill when working together because it ensured that we could rely on one another and seek support when needed, which in a project like this is like extremely crucial. So in a sense, we actively participated and displayed each of these carrying engagement in compliance to like respect, honesty, as well as integrity. And then on top of that, another thing that we learned throughout the program was how to be able to communicate to one another. And we did quickly discover the importance of this after encountering some mishaps. However, I think that despite our communication not being the strongest, we were able to elaborate on what we needed to work on and what we could improve, like how we could improve this particular skill. Personally, I thought that our learnings about communication were critical for us to express our ideas and feelings. And at the same time, I think it helped us understand our emotions and thoughts of our teammates. So through the process of communicating, we developed stronger relationships, as well as we were able to develop better team skills. And the last thing we learned over this phase was how to remain organized and how to delegate tasks effectively amongst our team, which was essential during this phase. But I think one of the most important things that we had to realize was that we need to set realistic goals to accomplish on a weekly basis. So every week during Mondays, we collectively assign note-taking positions so that we could look upon each meeting and know and understand what was discussed and what needs to be done in the long run. So if any of our teammates missed these meetings, they were able to go back and look back on these meetings. And at times we suffered with time management. I think that's really clear. However, I think that we can all agree that there must be a balance found amongst the two. And overall, I think that during this phase, we were able to learn our strengths and weaknesses and ultimately navigate through them to support one another.
Okay, so for the next steps, we're hoping to merge the two designs, make our designs with HTML and CSS and add functionality, and to also replace the sample content with real content.
Okay, so thanks, Jasmine. Based on what we have learned about Upstanders Academy, my team and I strongly believe that our unique features within the member portal, such as a back catalog of all the previous videos and recordings, plus the chat feature, will overall have like a remarkable impact on the members of this academy. Not only will it improve the functionality of the website, but I think also for members of the program, I think it will allow them to actively engage in what they're learning about and even interact with others. So in creating these features, my team's goal was to focus on what would prompt the best learning for youth in a sense that would promote friend relations. Now, what I mean by this is that the youth of the academy would be essentially be able to communicate with their peers whenever they please and discuss what they're passionate about. Most importantly, I think that they'll be able to fully comprehend the topics that they're learning about because they're given access to this back catalog where they can find any video of the program. With that being said, our features within the member portal will help prevent these students from feeling disconnected from their peers, especially at a time like this during COVID. I think it's really critical in terms of helping them manage and stay on top of any activism projects that they're working on. But overall, during this phase, not only did we expand our knowledge on the program, but we also learned more about one another, which essentially brought us together and allowed us to learn about each other in the program. I also think that the struggles we encountered along the way during the phase ultimately helped us develop the skills which allowed us to persevere. So despite us not being able to create our demo, I think ultimately we learned a lot about the program and ourselves. And overall, our vision was to create a platform where these kids can continue being inspired and be the change makers of this world. And hopefully you guys can too. Thank you for listening to our presentation. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask.
Thank you so much. Let's just hope we get some feedback now from the coaches, from our panels.
I'll go. Yeah,
Okay.
so like time management it's a tricky one. I mean, when you're working these projects, especially when you have other obligations and things like that. Just so you know, like in my particular role, I help merchants who are migrating from an existing website to Shopify Plus. So in their life, they're managing their regular 9-to-5 business, but they also still have to work on building out this whole new website. So trying to find that time to work on these projects when you have your other obligations, it's incredibly difficult. I love the idea of like sharing all the things that were missed with members who weren't around or who weren't available, and trying to catch up. But you can see like when you lose out like 1 week on a task and you have to go back for that task, the snowball that it starts to lead to the other items that you need to cross off on those lists, it really starts to pick up. So time management is certainly one of like the most important things in these projects. So good job on recognizing that, and just trying to find ways to break through those challenges that you face.
Thank you.
Yeah, great job, team 2. That was awesome. Yeah, as Matt said too, like time management, sometimes, I don't know, life gets in the way, right? And that's totally okay. And at the end of the day, like we all have a job, but we also have to live, and that's completely fine. What I think I would add or think about is some sort of tagging sequence when it comes to the resources. That'll help members if they know exactly what they're looking for, but they're not quite sure where to find it. I feel that does really add value to your resources tab. So sometimes there's like a calendar sequence, or even just straight up tagging would go really far. So, but good job. That was awesome.
Thank you.
I really loved how accessible your ideas were, and just placing accessibility, including just accessibility of time zones. For example, if you are not present for something because you're in PST or like on the West Coast and you couldn't make something live, be able to watch a video later is really helpful. I also wanted to thank you guys for sharing your learnings and being open and receptive to feedback, because being that open is an awesome superpower to have. And by explicitly calling out all of your learnings, you'll be able to go really far. I wonder if having like a feedback box or something for users of the platform would also be great for the students that you want to help. And one final thing I really appreciated was how you listed your challenge solutions to drive the product you wanted to deliver in the end. It's pretty difficult to prioritize tasks, even if you don't demo something, right? Because there's so much great and impactful things you want to work on. I wonder if you guys, or someone could answer this too, I was wondering if you faced any challenges related to prioritization, and how did you resolve those?
I think one of the biggest things during this phase for us was prioritizing. And I think part of that came with our other relations, such as like schoolwork was a big thing for a lot of us, considering some of us are also in university. So I think that was something that really was a reflection of our time management as well. But I think one of the biggest things that really helped us over the course of this phase was one of our coaches, Caitlin, had the idea to assign like note taking every meeting. So one of us would collectively take notes for each meeting, and then whoever missed those meetings could look back upon them. And I think that was one of our best forms of communication throughout the phase.
Awesome.
I mean, that's it. Again, guys, amazing job. It's the fact that you were able to just kind of translate your thought processes and your ideas so clearly and concisely to make sure that we know exactly what's going on. That was absolute perfection. And I do, time management, I understand 100% what the struggle is like. Especially, I really like that you were saying setting realistic weekly goals. This is something that honestly it's so important, because obviously having goals is amazing, but as long as you're able to attain and like reach those goals, you're good to go. And setting the like smaller scale ones, like every week something to work towards, is a really good way of making sure that you are making progress. And you're not going to get in your own way somehow if you're like, maybe I'm not achieving something, because you are achieving it as you're going. And also just, I really love that you kind of leaned into what you learned about each other and about yourselves, and essentially about your own leadership skills, because these are things that you're going to be taking with you for the rest of your lives. And I think it's really going to help in making you guys like efficient, empowered leaders, especially in this inclusive kind of field. So the feedback I was going to give honestly has been already kind of touched on. I think the tagging system for filtering the different resources is an amazing idea to look into. But no, thank you for sharing your process and just like your takeaways and stuff. It was wonderful. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Lindsay, would you like to say a couple of words for this challenge?
Definitely. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, so I thought that was amazing too. I really have no input into anything to do with your workflow or because I know nothing about what you are working on. Building a website is so far out of my knowledge base, but I just love everything you said about like the social emotional learning that you did, because that's where I come from. That's where I am, that's like my wheelhouse of knowledge. And the things that you learned over these 4 months on that are amazing lessons that many adults, don't yet have fully. I love that you were leading with love, and it was like the idea of inclusivity being what you took from this as being important. Like those skills are just going to help you in anything you do with your future. Yeah, I loved the features that were from phase 1 that you were working on for phase 2. I love that you had talked about those features helping with connection, with friend relations, communicating with peers, preventing disconnection, especially in COVID, because this is a hard time for everyone. And I can't even imagine being in like your last years of high school or starting university in this world. It is not fair for you at all. And, I could go into how my heart's been broken wide open. And now I believe there's nothing more important than letting people we love know they're loved and not alone. That's like my full, like, that's all I do now. That's the lens I see through everything. So you guys did an awesome job. And if you didn't reach as far as you thought you would, like, that's okay. And it's fine. And what you are working on is perfect and wonderful. And I think, that it will only help you into your future endeavors, whatever you choose to do. So thank you for that. And Doina, what an awesome experience you have provided too for all these youth during this time, which is just not a fair time for them at all.
I know.
So
I'm grateful that they're here to be part of this. I'm grateful to everyone for being here, to be part of this. It's just, I'm grateful for every single one person that is here today and that has been part of the program from day one.
Yes.
Because, all this magic has happened, right? Despite COVID.
I know, despite COVID, which we're all here together to support all of you amazing youth. And you're amazing. And I keep saying, like, I couldn't have done this at your age. Like, you're just so confident and talented. So
I'm
that's
blown away. I am blown away myself. I am.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Thank you so much.
You.
Thank you.